What's up, everyone? So the question of omega-3s, are you getting enough in your diet? If you're health conscious, chances are you're aware that omega-3s are incredibly important. They're important for things like brain development, cognitive function, anti-inflammatory response, and several other functions in the body. Hugely important. That's why it's an essential fatty acid. But do you get enough, either via your diet, or are you getting sufficient through your supplementation regime? Now, if you're trying to target them in your diet, you're probably having to include a fair amount of oily fish for the EPA and the DHA. And if that works for you, fantastic, carry on doing what you're doing. If you don't particularly like oily fish like sardines and mackerel and herring, and you can't afford to eat salmon all the time, or you're a bit worried about heavy metal pollutants and things like that, then supplementation might be a good alternative. I certainly use supplementation for my omega-3s. And the question then becomes, how do you know whether it's effective? How do you know whether the supplement you're taking is doing what it says on the tin? How do you know whether you're getting sufficient omega-3s to meet your body's requirements? And generally speaking, that's a guessing game. It's a guessing game of what marketing and advertising have you bought into, because the multinational corporates will spend hundreds of millions of dollars a year in marketing and advertising their product as being the best thing since sliced bread, and the advertising that you find most compelling and the reviews that you find most compelling will be generally where you're spending your money, and that's fine. That's how the advertising world works. And then you'll be basing its efficacy on how you're feeling. Are you feeling a difference? And generally that's a bit like a canary in a coal mine, because it's unlikely that you're feeling even better. You're assuming it works because you don't feel worse, or you're not feeling yourself become worse. And it's only where you start to feel decline in your health that you start to ask questions. I'm not convinced that's the best response anymore. I think that we live in a massively exciting time. I think that we should be taking advantage of technological advancements available to us. And I want to bring to your attention the fact that in this day and age, in late 2024, we have available to us finger prick blood spot tests that you can do in the comfort of your own home, in the privacy of your own home, and without needing to be intrusive with needles and vials of blood and stuff like that in a doctor's office. You can carry out a test in the comfort of your own home. You can send it off via mail. It's a dry blood spot test, so there's no vials of blood and all the rigmarole that comes with that. And you send it off to an independent lab and they do the analysis. The independent part there being important because they have no financial ties to any companies trying to sell you products. And you get the results back and they tell you in black and white, in plain English, what you're doing is working or what you're doing is not working. And that informs you as the consumer in amending your strategy as and when needed, whether it's via dietary change, lifestyle change, or supplementation, to improve your health outcomes. So black and white, personalized insights into your metabolic health and cellular wellness. Hugely important tool, hugely helpful tool. Amazing that we live in this time where we have access to that sort of thing, where you don't have to go on a guessing game and you don't have to go in blind faith as to whether what you're doing is working anymore, and you don't have to wait for something to go wrong before you identify action that's needed to correct things. You can do this test. You can do it every 3 months, every 6 months, once a year, whatever. It's available to you as the consumer. You can use it to inform your strategy. You can use it to inform your spending habits. You can use it to inform where your money goes and make sure that what you're doing is effective for you. That is a powerful thing. That is a wonderful thing. If that interests you and you'd like to know more, drop me a DM, give me a shout. Be happy to share the info with you.